Hey guys, it's me, Laura. I'm back. How y'all doing tonight? It's cold here. First day of spring and we had snow. I don't think the snow is ever gonna leave. I think it's gonna snow well into June. Nothing much going on here, nothing new. I went to my first yarn crawl, which we will talk about in a little bit. It's quite interesting. I have a few stash enhancements, more than a few. Some finished objects and some new works in progress. And this month's yarn box. Well, let's start with stash enhancements. First, we're going to start with the project bags because I got a few and I'm still waiting on some. But this was the first one. It's from Southpaw Creations on Etsy. It's a Doctor Who. It has the doctors and the villains. See, and the TARDIS. I didn't realize they had a TARDIS there. But there's 9, 11. The numbers over the doctors, by the way. And the villains. There's a villain right there. There's another villain. There's another villain. And Ood. The bag is made very well, and it's pretty large. And I believe all the proceeds from her bags goes to helping her dog. I could be wrong about that though, but this is my second bag from her. The first bag was absolutely one of my favorite bags. It is the one with the turtles because my favorite animal in the world is a turtle. So anything that I see turtles, if you have, I'll buy. Let's just put it that way. The next project bag is a Notions bag, which technically was listed as a makeup bag, but this is, I saw it because it was Sherlock. I am Sherlock. I am a huge Sherlock fan. BBC Sherlock, not the movie Sherlock. And when I saw this, I knew I had to have it. I have all my Notions in there. Well, not all my Notions, but all my handmade buttons are in here, along with some stitch markers and things, but that's what that one was for. And I got a Doctor Who change purse. I use the change purse mainly for my stitch markers, my handmade stitch markers. Perfect size for them, and it's padded, it's quilted on the inside, so it keeps them nice and safe and steady. That's it for these project bags because I'm waiting on 3 more in the mail from Etsy. They were being made up to order, so I'm waiting on those. But here are some other stash enhancements which I want to show you. I got a new set of crochet hooks. Now I don't know how you guys hold them if you crochet, but I hold mine like a knife, and the clay handles work the best. I used to like the Crochet Dude hooks until I found someone who makes them like this, and I absolutely love them. This is actually my 3rd set from her. I thought these colors, ooh, I dropped it, were so springy. They remind me of spring, and I have such wishful thinking with spring that I want to hear now. And I asked for peacock colors because she had made them before in peacock colors. I actually have a stitch marker from it. But for some reason, she mixed the colors a little differently for me because she don't make a bunch of them. She just makes them as needed. And she told me that if I didn't like these, that she'll make new ones. But when she showed these to me, I absolutely fell in love with them. I thought they were just so pretty. But this is the color I had originally ordered. Let's see if I can get a stitch. Oh yeah, right here. That's the one I had originally ordered. I don't know if you can see it. I think it's getting washed out. But, yeah. This is the color that she came up with. I actually ordered stitch markers like to match because originally I didn't order them because I had them. But, they're a little slightly different. But this one, I love this one because it just reminds me of spring. Oh my, it reminds me of spring. I ordered 6 stitch markers from her in different ones. Too. This stitch marker was made from her too. I get all my stitch markers from her. This one, which I have a hook that matches it. It's bright rainbow. It's showing up pretty well. And this little sheep with a flower. I can't. It's too cute. See? With a purple flower. It's just too cute. I also ordered from her. It's a bookmark, which has 2 stitch markers attached to it that I can remove and interchange, but it's a bookmark, and it's stitch mark. One's a crochet hook and a yarn ball in pink, which I could interchange with any of my other stitch markers, which I thought was kind of cool. Now, here's the interesting stuff. Buttons. I'm actually going to hold a contest for these buttons. I asked her for a Doctor Who themed button because I'm the Whovian, Crocheting Whovian, and she came up with it because her husband's a big Whovian too, and she came up with the idea. I told her to mix the TARDIS and sonic screwdrivers. The TARDIS is the spaceship that the Doctor travels in, and the sonic screwdriver is his, for lack of a better term, choice of weapon. It's not really a weapon. It's something to save people, so whatever, but I digress. I asked her to mix the colors up to come up with something, and she did. Each button is a little different and a little unique. They came out really cool. Yeah, so that was it. And they're made from Hooked in Yarn. I just showed her address. Hooked in Yarn. She's on Facebook. That's where she sells her stuff, is on Facebook. She used to have an Etsy, but for some reason beyond my knowledge, she closed it. Now, here's the thing. These buttons, because I'm the Crocheting Whovian, I'm holding a contest anywhere. Any of you guys, you can live in anywhere in the world. I will ship to you. The contest, I'm choosing 2 people at random, each getting 5 of the buttons. All you have to do is comment below, and I will use random.org, and I will put your names in and whatever number you came in at, and draw it, and I'll contact you via YouTube, or if you follow me on Instagram, or if you follow me on Ravelry, I'll contact you there, and you give me your information. You could probably hear my dog, and take it from there. There were a few questions that were asked, and I forgot to write them down before I started shooting this, but I'm gonna pretty much get to the base of them. I pretty much know them by now in my head. I'll get to that later. But back to the contest. So if you just randomly just say you want in the contest, I'll enter you in, and the first week of April I will be drawing the names. Actually, I should make it a full month, so I should do it the second week of April I'll do, and I'll be drawing the names, and they will be yours if you want them. I thought they were cool, and if they make a big hit, I will do more contests later on. Now let's do stash enhancements. I went on a yarn crawl today. I visited 2 stores, really. I shouldn't say really a crawl, because some of them were a bit further than I wanted to travel. It was in Long Island, New York, so it wasn't really a crawl as much as it was a drive. And they were miles apart. Some were all the way east, and some were all the way tip of the island, which is west, and coming into where I am, into the city. And I didn't want to go all the way out east, because that's like a 2-hour drive for me, and I didn't want it. But I went to 2 stores, one in Massapequa and one in Farmingdale, which are like 6 miles apart from each other. I actually only bought from the one in Farmingdale. That's the one I usually go to anyway. That's my local yarn store. I wanted to take a video and I wanted to take pictures inside, but the store was bombarded, and it's not usually that packed. But I didn't want to impose on people. I didn't want to do that. So next time I go, I will definitely take a picture and a video, because I will go there quite often. I try to go there once every couple of months. I'm trying to stay away from buying yarn. I'm trying to stick to just my yarn box, but I had to participate in the yarn crawl because it was my first one ever, and it was just so cool. The people that come around out, and they just, I don't know, it's like a family. But you know, it's weird because I'm not really good with needle knitting yet. I'm still learning. That's why I haven't really showed you guys anything. But when they hear that you crochet, some people get a little snooty and they get rude. And it's like, okay, I crochet. What's the difference? I mean, aside from the obvious difference, but why are you being rude? It doesn't make sense to me. So I just went, okay, whatever. You are entitled to your opinion. I'm gonna go on with my day, and that's it. And that's what I did. Well, matter of fact, my hat, which the pattern will be released Monday. However, there are 2 people that contacted me to test it. I had some other people test it too. I'm going to send it to you guys personally so that you have it too. I don't know if I'm going to charge yet. And if I do charge, it's not going to be more than like $1, because I don't think my work is up to par for that yet. But I had a hat that was made from Cascade, because I went to the store today, and it was made from Cascade yarn. And I was wearing it because it was cold, and it wasn't this hat. This is Red Heart. But I was wearing it, and the owner of the store recognized it, and she commented on the hat, and she really liked the pattern. And when she saw that I wrote the pattern on my own and how it came up, she stopped being so snooty about me just crocheting. So I that was kind of cool. But okay, let's get to the yarn. The whole reason why I went there, let's just get that out of the way too, is I signed up for Reddit gift exchange, and I signed up for the yarn exchange. And the person I received to exchange, well, to send to, because you don't exchange with the same people, someone else got me. She requested natural fibers, which is okay. I mean, I don't really think of that as a yarn snob, but she requested merino, superwash, or mohair. I personally don't like mohair. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way that it pulls. I don't know. I personally don't like it. But and I wasn't gonna. The mohair that the store had was a little bit more than I wanted to spend on someone I didn't know. I mean, if it was one of you guys that I've developed a relationship with, entirely different. But for someone I really don't know, that I pretty much just met 3 days ago on Ravelry, because they give you your Ravelry name and they ask you to correspond, I wasn't going to spend $25, not even a skein, a ball of yarn on. I didn't feel comfortable doing that, but this is what I bought her. She requested warm colors, so I don't really know what warm colors mean, but they're 50-gram balls, and they're DK weight, because she requested fingering or DK, and it's merino, and it's made in England. It's Rowan Yarns, pure wool, but it's this. I got her 3 balls of it, 50-gram balls. She likes to knit gloves, shawls, sweaters, and there were a few other things that she prefers knitting. But I figured these 3, if they don't get her a pair of gloves, they will definitely get her at least a very like small shawl or even a cowl, because she likes to knit cowls. And I bought her a pair of, now I know people are particular with their circular needles, but you're getting it as a gift. I bought her the Chiagu needles, and I'm sending her a few of the handmade stitch markers that I have for knit, not for crochet, onto my stash enhancements, because can't go into a yarn store without buying for yourself. This is the bag from the yarn crawl. I thought it was so cute. So cute. So let's get my yarn. Here's my first hank. It's coming undone, which it's okay, because I'm gonna do it. But it is Classy Kettle Dyed Worsted. And it is 100% superwash merino, which I love. And the colorway is charged cherry. I love it. It's so soft. It's so squishy. And I just fell in love with the color. This is definitely going to be a hat. This is going to be for my new hat pattern. And I'm going to give it to my niece. Well, this is the one I'm giving to my niece, in all honesty. Simple Worsted by Haiku. The colorway is, it's made in Taiwan. And the color, it doesn't say a number, it doesn't say the color, it says the lot number, and it's 604. It's 55% merino, 28% acrylic, and 17% nylon. This is worsted. This is the one I'm going to make from, it's only 100 grams. It's 140 yards. So I'm going to make this into a hat for my niece. This is going to be a hat for myself. I can never have too many hats. And I got this for a shawl. It's kind of, it's, first of all, it's not, it's 100, let me stop talking for a second. It's a 100-gram bowl. It's 100% wool. It's pure wool. It's super wash too. It reminds me of the way that it is. It reminds me of the Red Heart Boutique yarns, and I bought it and I'm going to make a shawl out of it. I thought it was nice. It was cute and it was soft and squishy, and I love it. Now these two are my favorites, and I cannot wait to use them. Cannot wait. Sock yarn. I will show you in my whips section what I've been doing. I've been making, I started a sock, but this is Indulgence 6-ply, and it is 75% extra fine merino wool, 25% polyamide, and that's it. And it's just, for knitting a pair of socks, you get a full pair out of this. It is over, I don't know. It's 426 yards, so it's 150 grams. So I definitely get a full pair. It's made in Italy. Like me. No, I'm not made in Italy. But, yeah, so this is one of them. I cannot wait to use it. It's self-patterning, so I'm going to love that one. This is another, and oh, wait, what color is this? This doesn't have a color, but the lot number is, the color is 014. Love it. And this is the other color. Same company. And this is another one that is self-patterning, and this is the color. Again, made in Italy. That's it from my yarn crawl. That's all I got. But I came home to a special package. And I actually fell in love with it too. Last month I really didn't like the yarn box. And I don't know what I'm going to really, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yarn yet. Sometimes I give it away. Sometimes I hold on to it for prosperity. I have 3 skeins of one that they sent me around Christmas that I really didn't like. It was boring. It was like gray and white and boring. I like bright colors. I don't know if you could tell. This is this month's yarn box. And I love it. 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 It is specifically made for, it is from Hollow Stricken, made in Germany. It's called Skino. They give you a whole description of the yarn and the history of the yarn and things like that. But I feel like the colorway is so springy. The only thing that I've never dealt, it's super fine. It's 40% fine merino and 60% silk. It's color and light, fast, hand dried. It was hand dyed, but it's actually hand painted. Excuse me, but I'm sorry, I forgot what they said it was. It's called, it's 2 skeins of Splendid. It's braided. They said it. I don't remember where they said it. Is it on here? No. But it's not like I'm sorry, I should have had this ready. It doesn't, I've read it before. It's a UK-based crochet designer who designed the pattern that came with it. But I don't know. I like it. It's DK weight, so I'm gonna make follow the shawl that they have on here. It doesn't even tell you the color that it is. It doesn't give you a number, nothing. It doesn't say it on the band. But it's from skino.com. That's the company. So I'll look it up. I just opened it like 15 minutes before I started recording this. The pattern that comes with it, here it is. It's an I-cord yarn, and it's very soft. For an I-cord, it's very, very soft. And the new yarn is called Venice. This is what came with it. It's 50% baby alpaca, 22% nylon, 7% merino, 20% Lorex, and that's it. But ooh, they gave me a coupon to buy more for 10%. I like that. It's made from baby alpaca. The glitter sits in the middle to create a non-scratchy feather, light, elegant yarn for your next project. I'm definitely gonna make I don't know what I'm gonna make out of those. I have 2 skeins. I had to figure it out, but it came with this pattern. This is, I believe, this is to be the knit one. And this is the crochet one. So I haven't figured it out yet. Well, obviously, I can't do the knit one because I'm not really up to par with that. But I fell in love with that. I saw it and it just, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. It's just, you could tell it's hand painted because it goes from really, really light to really, really dark. Like there's a few spots where there's no dye on it, but that don't bother me. But it just reminds me of like Easter and spring, and oh, I want the warm weather so badly. That's it as far as stash enhancements are concerned. But I have a few finished projects, which I'm sure I believe I showed you one already. But I've been making shawls because I have an unbelievable amount of unforgettable yarn, and I have no idea what to do with it. So I looked up online and there was a few shawls. Here's one of them. This was the first one. This one I kind of screwed up on, but I have so many of these skeins, so of this colorway rather. This is the colorway is Candied. That I can make another one and make it better. There's that one. Then there's this one. This one's Parrot. This one came out better. And basically what they're telling you to do is put it on like this. And keep it like that. And fold it over, you know. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. But yes. And then this is this is Unforgettable. Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable in the colorway Parrot. And I have another one that's finished. But this one is made in the Lion Brand Landscape I showed you in the last video. It's a little thicker than those ones, but I really like this yarn better than the Unforgettable. All I have to do is weave in the ends and it's done. But this one's going to be a gift for someone. I really like it. And of course, I have hats. A few hats done. I wrote down the colors for the hat. This again is the Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable. I had a little bit of it left over on the from the shawls, and I made a hat out of it. I love this hat. I love the way it's striped. I love it, and it's very light, so it's good for this time of year. I made this one out of Karen's Simply Soft Party. See the sparkles in it? Color is Violet Sparkle. This one it's a Karen Simply Soft, I know that much, but it was in a Mill Ends bag, so I can't really tell you the colorway, but I like the little sequins inside of it. It came out cute. This one, again, a mill ends bag. I don't know what yarn it is, or I've never worked with yarn like this, so I don't really know. But I like the way it came out. I'm trying to use up all my stash. This one, when the Yarny Nana first started her rake club, this was one of the things I received in it. It is Karen Simply Soft, the Party Again, and it's Snow Sparkle. You can see the sparkles in it. I love it. And this is the one from the Cascade yarn that I had. I showed you last time that the woman in the yarn store absolutely loved. But that is it for finished projects. Now let's move on to the works in progress, my whips. I have quite a few. I started a hat this morning while I was waiting for my doctor's appointment. Nothing major. I started another hat. It's Karen Simply Soft. I'm trying to get rid of that yarn because I'm not really a fan of it. I don't like working with it. It works up nicely when it patterns up, but I'm not a big fan of the yarn itself. But I don't even remember the colorway it is. There's that one. Then I have 2 shawls in progress too. I will show you. Yeah, my little pull. It's a Disney. This one, which is again Unforgettable yarn, in the boutique Unforgettable, in the colorway Stained Glass. It's working up. It's patterning up very nicely. That one is for me. I'm making this one for me. But I'm going to make it big enough so that I can really wrap it around my neck more than use it as a shawl. There's that one, and then I have another one in here. Now this is from the yarn box. If you remember correctly, I was making a scarf out of it. But I didn't like the way it was patterning up, so I frogged it and I started a shawl with it. This one I'm keeping too. I started a shawl with it. So now the pattern for these shawls, I showed you last video, but I'm going to show you again, is the Filomeno Shawlette, and it's free on Ravelry. I don't put the tassels on because I personally don't like tassels, but that's how the shawl looks. And then this is what it looks like as a scarf. I really like this pattern. It's very quick, it's very easy, and I could sit there and watch a movie and do it at the same time. That's what I love about it. It's like mindless, like same reason why I make the hats. It's like mindless for me. When it comes to crochet, I really don't like, I do like complex things, but I don't, if I'm sitting in the living room watching TV with my husband, I don't want to have to sit there and unnecessarily count everything, because that gets too tedious. And if I have to focus, I mean, I have my dog there who just sits on my chest like he's a parrot. And then my husband too, and he likes attention. Most married men do, but yeah. So he, I try to do projects while I'm out there that I don't really have to count. That if I miss a stitch, it won't completely. I'd have to completely frog the whole thing. This is when I got these bags. This is my sock. Now, I know a lot of you needle knit socks, and I'm very, 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 very jealous and envious of that, but I can't get the needles right yet. So I am taking lessons. I am learning. I am not stopping that, but this one is what I'm doing. And I finished the cuff. I don't know if you could see it quite. I finished the cuff. I'm starting on the leg. And this is the yarn. It's Croy sock yarn in the colorway Casual Colors. And like I said, I finished the cuff. I did knit one, purl one, and now I'm working on, this is the yarn guide. I'm working on the leg. I am just doing flat stitch all around for the leg, and then I start the heel, and I haven't really quite conquered the heel on this loom yet, so I'm scared. Yeah, so I mean, that's coming out quite nicely. I can't wait. I am so eager to make a pair of socks. I went out and bought new sock yarn. So I'm determined to get a sock done, at least one sock on the loom right now. And I actually have 2 looms, so I'm going to cast on with the new yarn on the other loom and hope that that makes me want to move a little bit faster on it. But my temperature blanket, it's huge. I cannot lift it without my husband because it's very, very heavy. I'm actually caught up. I focused on that for 3 days. I did 6 days at a time, and I'm caught up. Well, I shouldn't say I'm caught up. I am on Wednesday of this week. I'm on St. Patrick's Day of this week, which I was a month behind, which is really good. Now on to my sweater. My sweater is almost done with the body, so I had to change the project bag on it. It's actually too big for me now. That's how long it's been taking me to make this, but that's the body. I am about 6 rows from the bottom of the body, and then I start the sleeves. I'm really, really enjoying this pattern, and I actually purchased a few more of her patterns. It's from KT and the Squid on, oops, I dropped the bit. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's from KT and the Squid on Etsy and Ravelry, and she gives you sizes up to a 3X, I think. I'm making a 2, but she gives it to you. I'm sorry, my phone keeps going off, so that's why I keep looking on the other side. She gives it to you for up to a 3X, and it's actually a really nice sweater. I'm looking forward to finishing it, just so that I can wear it this spring. Like I said, it's already big on me, so I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it, but that's what it looks like. And, well, I didn't use those colors, obviously, but I still have to do the neck and the sleeves and the contrasting color on the bottom, which I'm going to do in gray. This one looks like a denim. This is like a denim blue, so I figured like a dark gray, like kind of like that. Not so variegated, though. Will work out nicely with it, but the pattern is so easy. Like, it says for intermediate, but if you know how to do the herringbone stitch, which is pretty much an extended double crochet, this pattern will be perfect for you. She has a few other patterns for sweaters that require an extended single crochet, which I'm going to start on this summer for next winter. But this sweater's actually a little bit big on me now, so, which is good because I wanted it like kind of like a hoodie sweater without the hood, but to wear over t-shirts, because I don't really wear, I'm not a sweater kind of person really. I'm a t-shirt and hoodie kind of person with jeans and stuff. So yeah, so as long as I finish it and I can wear it at least once, maybe next winter, I'm sure I could get some use out of it because of, like I said, I'm going to wear it over a t-shirt. So, excuse me, I'm kind of losing my voice. So it will work out. It will work out good. But yeah, that's about it. That's all my whips. I don't really have many, and I haven't really touched the baby blanket because my family has a thing that we don't. I shouldn't say we don't, because to me, I don't fall into that category, but they don't believe in baby showers because they feel like it's jinxing the baby, and they don't believe in giving gifts for a baby or finishing a gift for a baby before the baby is born. So my mother made me stop doing it. I probably pretty much do like 3 rows a week just so that I could stay on top of it. So the baby's due in June 25th. So I'll get it done before that. But I just wanted to hold off on it now before Easter. It's really kicking into gear in May and get it done in May because I also want to make the baby a dress. Okay, now on to questions. Like I said, maybe I could pull some up on my phone. They I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, okay, maybe. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have had this all done, but pulling it up. I'm sorry. I should have had this done. I'm so new. I can't, and I don't understand how on. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is from Barry. He asked me, when did I start to crochet and did anyone teach me? Did I learn on YouTube? Technically, I started learning to crochet when I was about 4 or 5. My mother has been crocheting my whole life. My grandmother taught her, but my mother really doesn't crochet the way that she doesn't know how to read a pattern. And I'm not knocking that, but her stitches are her own. She comes up with her own wacky stitches that she can't remember how she did. And she's been working on a blanket since I was 9, and I'm 33 now. It's over 20 years that she's been working on it. It's almost 20 years that she's been working on it, I should say. No, it's over 20 years. My math is horrible. She technically didn't really teach me, but I always was intrigued because I sat there and I watched her, and we took it from there. And I sat on the couch with her, and she was making a twin size blanket technically for me out of yarn for my grandmother before my grandmother passed away. My grandmother passed away when I was 4, but my mother inherited all her yarn. My aunt inherited her fabric because my grandmother was a seamstress, but I have her sewing machine. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a 1940 or 50 something Singer. It's got the table and everything. I should try to take a picture of it. Which is making me want to learn how to sew anyway, really. But to answer your question, technically I learned when I was 27. Was the first time I actually made anything, and it was a bag. No, I was older than that. I was 29, excuse me. And it was a bag for my friend's sister. And I didn't really pick up a hook then. My aunt taught me then how to do it. When fast forward to about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I decided I was unemployed. I really didn't have anything to do, and my husband was like, "You need a hobby," because I was just going nuts. And I decided to pick up a hook again, bought a skein of yarn, and I started just there. So basically I learned basic single crochet stitch from my aunt, but everything else I pretty much self-taught or learned from books, or I learned on YouTube. The more complex things like magic ring and things like that, I learned on YouTube. There was no way around it. I learned on YouTube. But as far as doing blankets and knitting, crocheting across, my aunt taught me that like 6-7 years ago. Yeah. As far as needle knitting and loom knitting, I learned on YouTube. Yeah. Now this is from E.F. Bauer. She knows I'm Italian, and she wants to know what my favorite Italian dishes to cook. There are so many. I love to cook. I have a husband that will eat just about anything you put in front of him, so it helps me experiment. Tonight, if you follow me on Instagram, you see that I made orecchiette pasta with broccoli rabe and sausage, along with spare ribs, and bourbon espresso barbecue sauce, my own. But my most favorite Italian dish, that's hard. That's hard. I would say it would be ossobuco. I either do it with lamb or veal. And I know veal is a touchy subject with some people. I make so many different things. What else? What's my favorite? I don't know. My favorite Italian dish. Veal Sorrentino. Again, I know veal is a little touchy subject with people, but I make it with chicken too. Basically, it's veal or chicken, deboned. It's a cutlet with a layer of ham. No, it's regular like deli ham, eggplant, and mozzarella. Baked mozzarella. I'm sorry, I'm Italian. From Queens, from New York State. Mozzarella baked in a white wine sauce, white wine butter and butter sauce, and it's so good. That's actually my favorite thing to cook. All in all, even across the board. I don't do it often because it's a lot of work, but it is one of my most favorite things to do, to cook. I believe it's Gina. Oh, excuse me. Her name is Grace. I don't know where I got Gina from. GB Maltese asked me what kind of dog I have. My dog is quite unique. I bought my dog in August of 2013. He's just a little bit over a year old. I got him from a local pet store, and looking at it now, I'm very thankful I got him, but because I know I paid for him, but essentially it was a rescue. He was a puppy mill. He was from a puppy mill, and they were selling dogs completely undernourished, and they took him away from their mothers too soon. They told me when I purchased him that he was 6 weeks old, and it wasn't until I got home and looked at the paperwork, because I had to take him to the vet, that I saw I only bought him and he was just over 4 weeks old. And I don't know if many of you know about it, but you're not supposed to pull a puppy away from their mother till at least 5 weeks, because they need mother's milk. And from what I understand, he was there from the time he turned 2 weeks old, 2 or 3 weeks old. So I'm kind of happy I purchased him, and he was very, very, like I said, undernourished, and he was very squeamish around people. He was from a puppy mill. They sold him to me as 100% Pomeranian well, not really at Pomeranian cost, because I only paid $400 for him. And I say only because Pomeranians go for around here almost $1,000. After taking, because when we first brought him home, he wouldn't eat. He had severe dehydration and diarrhea and things like that. So me being the worrywart, because I've never had a dog before, rushed him to the vet. And my vet was telling me just his coloring alone, he wasn't a Pomeranian. He didn't have the snout of a Pomeranian. He didn't have the ears of a Pomeranian, and his paws were too big for a Pomeranian. So she asked if she could run some tests to get his full DNA history. And we come to find out that my dog is not a Pomeranian. Well, not a full Pomeranian. He is a Pomsky. And if you don't know what a Pomsky is, it's a Pomeranian Husky. He has 2 different color eyes. One's blue, one's hazel. Those do not run in a Pomeranian. His ears are pointy, and his snout is that of a Husky. His paws are a Husky. But he's got the weight and the body of a Pom. He's got mismatched coloring, and he's dark brown and light brown. He got the temperament of a Husky, so he doesn't have and he has a bark like a Husky. He doesn't yap. Which I'm very thankful for. But when I saw him at the pet store, my husband actually wanted an English Bulldog, and we were all set to get it until they put the Bulldog back in its pen, and he started to play with his, trying to think of a good word. I have to say poop, and started playing with it and smearing it on the pen walls. And I said, I am not bringing that dog into my house. I am not bringing that dog into my house. So I actually turned around because it started to gross me out. And I came into a view of a cage, which had 2 teacup chihuahuas in it, and my dog, whose name is Chewy, and his sister. And his sister was sleeping in the back of the cage, and she kind of wasn't very playful. The chihuahuas were playful, but I wanted one. My husband wouldn't let me get it. But he doesn't like chihuahuas. I don't know why. I think they're cute. But my puppy, my Chewy, came up to the front and started pawing like that. And once he got in my arms, he didn't want to get out of it. He actually he was the size of the palm of my hand. When we bought him, he was only 1.5 pounds. And now he's about 16 pounds. But he was a pound and a half, and he fit in the palm of my hand. I had him in my hand, and I had him on my chest, and he fell instantly asleep. And they said the owner of the store I went to elementary school with. We didn't get along in elementary school, but the groomer that worked there, I was very close to in elementary school and high school, and she told me that my dog wasn't warming up to anybody. He was just squeamish, and he just warmed up to me, and I could not. He looked up at me, and at that point he still had 2 blue eyes. One was starting to change, but he looked up at me, and he just like nuzzled me with his nose and just fell asleep, and I would not let go. And even when I tried to put him back, because my husband was like, nah, I'm not getting a Pomeranian. That's not a man dog. I want a man dog, and you know, whatever. But he just nuzzled and loved, and he wouldn't let go. So I brought him home. His name, I took a picture of him in the pet store, and I couldn't think of a name, and my cousin actually named him because he looked like a little furball of Chewbacca from Star Wars. So we nicknamed him Chewie. Now he's Choo Choo, he's Chooster, he's my Bubba. He's everything. He's too much, and he's a ham, and he loves everybody. He just loves. It's funny. He does, because you asked if he has any quirky habits. He does have quirky habits. Whenever he meets someone new, and if it's a guy, he pees right on them. And his other quirky habit is when we first bought him, we brought home some toys, and I didn't want any toys with noise because I didn't want to hear the squeak, 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 squeak. I still don't like that. And when I have kids, oh no toys with noise. They have this thing that it squeaks, but only dogs could hear it. And he fell in love with this skunk. And if you follow me on Instagram, which I highly encourage you to do, or even Facebook, which it's linked on my YouTube channel page, you would see that whenever he sleeps, he hugs the skunk and gnaws on the nose like it's a pacifier. And he'll cry until you bring him that skunk to sleep with. There's been a few times where my husband and I would go out of town, and we left him with my in-laws, and we forgot the skunk, and he cried until my father-in-law came to my house and got the skunk and brought it back there. It's funny. It's like a child. When he wakes up in the morning, he won't sleep anywhere but my bed now, which is driving me crazy. I'm trying to break him out of that, but I when he starts to cry at night, it hurts, and I have to bring him back into my room. When he wakes me up, and then we come into the living room, and he has to cuddle with me on my chair, for about an hour before he fully wakes up, and then wants to eat. And he'll tell me when he wants to eat. He's too much. He's a funny dog, and if you follow me on any of those Instagram or Facebook, you will see that I post videos. I post pictures of him a lot, and you'll see that he's just crazy. He's a good crazy. He's cute. But yeah, that's it for the questions. I encourage, ask questions away. Ask me anything. I like the Q&As. I'm going to try to put a Q&A in every video. But now it's on to, it's almost 50 minutes. It's almost an hour. But now it's on to the books I'm reading. I have the Doctor Who book. If you follow me on Instagram, you know which one I'm talking about. I don't have it here with me because it's on my nightstand, because I started reading it now. It's pretty much frequently asked questions of Doctor Who. And I'm learning a lot of classic Who that I really haven't. There are some episodes I've missed because they're not available to watch. But I'm continuing with the Stephanie Plum series. I'm on book 14. I read 12 and 13 last week. I just started this one this morning, and I'm already on chapter 9. But yeah, I love these books, and I'm gonna be sad when the series is over. It's only 21 books right now. She's currently writing another one, but my bookmark. Excuse me. It's Doctor Who. But yeah, if you're looking for a quick, easy, like mindless read, that if you're on vacation or just want something fun and funny and cute, I highly recommend this series. Highly recommend it. It's a good series. And I'm not one that really does that, but it's a good, cute, fun mystery kind of series. And yeah, well, that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up because it's almost an hour, and I don't know if you people like long videos. I personally like long videos because I sit there and I knit or I crochet and watch along. I feel like I'm there with you. Yeah, so again, ask me anything. Leave it on the comments below. I will definitely have a new video. I'm hoping by midweek next week because I want to have all my stuff in by then. I don't think I will because there's one that's a special order that she hasn't even sewed up yet. That's set to ship on the 25th. Regardless, I want to have part of my sweater done. I want to have the sleeves up and ready. So I want to, there's things I want to show you in upcoming weeks, and I have things planning on telling you as soon as they're finalized. But other than that, that's it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend because it's Saturday night right now, and I hope you have a great week next week, and I look forward to your questions, and I look forward to hanging out with you again next week. Till then, peace. Have fun.